There's been really mixed opinions on the ending of Squid Game, and I think most people got the point of it, but some have this general feeling that it was wasteful. A big thing that people are sad about is when Gi-hun sacrifices himself, and people have noticed some interesting things about how he died and how he looked after. So today I'm going to entertain the idea of him surviving. Now, everyone who watched the show saw him fall a big height and die, but let's explore it. In episode 2, player 124 and 333 killed 235 together, and after, 333 is upset and shocked that he's just done that, but 124, of course, is completely fascinated by it and says,
"Did you see this guy's eyes when he died? The light slowly fading away, like empty doll eyes."
And for him to say it once, sure, it's what he would say, but he says it again later, when they both kill 411.
Eyes, doll eyes, doll eyes, doll eyes.
So that's 2 incidents where they had him pay really close attention to the eyes of players dying. One after he died, and one during it. They watched him fade away. They made a point twice that when they die, the light leaves their eyes. The only other time they show an actual close-up shot of a dead character's eyes is Gi-hun. Where in every shot of him dead, his eyes aren't doll eyes. They still have the light in them. The show literally showed us what doll eyes are, and this isn't it. And a small but perhaps massive thing to add to this is the 2 characters talking about this in this scene are players 124 and 333. Add them together and it's 457. One more after 456. It's almost like 456 but reborn as another player. Hopefully not saying that his daughter's gonna be the new player. I don't think that works in shows. But could he have survived that fall? It's obviously extremely unlikely, but could he? In the show, and nothing behind the scenes ever makes clear and gives an exact figure of how tall it was, but it's approximately 20 meters, so 65 feet. Let's say he's not dead. What's happened to him? Well, he's got broken bones, and he's probably paralyzed, at least temporarily, if he was to go somewhere and heal for a bit. Something that I think is the most alarming is the blood. Unless it's from the broken bones that have come through elsewhere, if it's from his head, it's even more unlikely that he'd survive. But he simply could. Different to player 100, who was pushed off by force, and we saw what was inside that horrible head of his. We don't see brain matter with Gi-hun. So if he was alive, he's laying there injured, and he'd then have to deal with the island exploding, and it was specifically designed to absolutely disintegrate the place and leave no proof of its existence. Is it possible for someone to have come in and picked him up and carried him out to a boat? Yeah, possibly the frontman and the guards, but we still want the effects of Gi-hun's death to happen, where he proved his point to him, and not have that ending be rendered useless by him being alive. I think it's more likely, if anyone, to be guard 011, Kang. She was about to do herself, but literally stopped when she heard the baby noises, and because she saw him fall, that is what changed her mind. So she could have went and grabbed Gi-hun and brought him to a boat, just like she already did for player 246. Is it that much of a jump to think she could have also later saved 256? And if that's the case, they possibly now both plan to take down the games. Gi-hun and this guard that knows the ins and outs of how they work. They could both sneak into another game. But of course, with what Gi-hun did anyway, it is likely that he did stop the games in the end either way. He proved his point to the frontman, and he was affected by it. You could see, dead or alive, he corrupted what the frontman had convinced himself when he won his game, and why he even became the frontman. So down the line, what Gi-hun did could very well be the end of all the games. There is also the possibility that him being alive here doesn't mean he could have survived the explosion, but instead was lying there dying and got to at least see that the games in Korea were being destroyed, and he achieved what he wanted to before passing. I mean, you can imagine if he was just near death here, it could really have been the intention of just to have him just linger there and watch the game explode. It still achieves what it was meant to. The idea of a character dying like this, and there being so many questions and speculation of how they could have survived or be brought back, has happened a few times in TV. It really reminds me of when Jon Snow had his fake death, even in a show with dragons and magic. People said, what, stabbed that many times and still be alive? Impossible. But there were signs that he could come back. But people shut it down just because it's silly. And it is silly, but it didn't stop them. It won't stop them just being silly. So if you think any of this could be signs, don't ignore it, because you never know. It might be something. But what do you think? Do you think Gi-hun could actually still be alive? Do you think they should bring him back? Let me know what you think down below. And on the top right of your screen right about now, my breakdown and review type video for the ending will pop up, so make sure you go and watch that. Press the like button on the video if you enjoyed it, it does help me out. Subscribe if you're new, and make sure you set your notifications to all. Thanks for watching, I'll see you soon.